Tim Taylor has been a Winter Park Toastmaster for 5 years. He loves the club and he feels that shows. Tim often wins table topics, and today he's going to share with us his strategies on how you can enjoy table topics and be a winner too. Let's welcome our former Toastmaster of the Year with his presentation entitled How to Win a Table Topic. Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
It was my third visit to Toastmasters. I was voted in that day. I was scared to death. I was sitting in the audience, my palms were sweating, my heart was beating. The lovely Amy White was up front and she was doling out table topics. What in the world is this? Suddenly she scans the room and looks right at me. She throws out a table topic and says, "My name, Tim Taylor." And I literally said this, "You're kidding, right?" She said, "No, buddy, you are up." I don't know what I said that day, but I fumbled and stumbled, but I actually won table topics. I honestly don't know how I did it. Ladies and gentlemen of Toastmasters, we all want to get better at table topics, don't we? Isn't it difficult? It is the most exciting yet terrifying part of a meeting. Today I want to share with you some tips and tricks that I use to win table topics quite often. The first thing I want to do is dispel a myth that there's no way to prepare for table topics. That is absolutely not true. You know, I will be the first person to admit, I am not as brilliant as Jeff Rufinot or Blake Smith. Jeff Rufinot can look at and he's done this, a crayon sitting on a table, and develop a table topic that is so inspiring or so funny or so emotional that you will remember it and you will vote for Jeff and he will win. That is an absolute certainty. Blake is the same way. They are both very good. They are brilliant. But if you are like me and on the shy side of brilliant, and you don't have the voice of Jeff, or the physique of Alex, or the wardrobe of Linda Miller or Carmelo Bellardo, you need to incorporate some tips and tricks if you want to win. Develop a formula. My formula is humor. Think about it. 15 people speak during table topics, right? Who are you going to vote for? The person that you remembered. Human beings, especially adults, react to humor. They react to emotion, and humor is a great emotion. When they remember you because of the emotion. I remember what Chip Keith said today because he was funny. He was funny last week, and he won table topics. You remember what he said? No, but I remember that he said it. Let me give another little tip. Whenever you are called on for table topics, do not immediately start speaking. Step up to the front of the room, stop, wait right here, and repeat the table topic. What have you just done? You gave yourself 10 or as many as 15 more seconds to think about what you're going to say. And thinking about what you're going to say is a big part of starting correctly. So give yourself that time. The timer will not start until you start speaking. How do you actually start delivering the table topic? The first thing that comes into your head, start feeding on that. Go ahead and start talking about it. Okay? Because that's going to be the most clear idea that you're going to have. If the table topic was, tell us about the worst day you ever had at golf, but you don't play golf. Talk about tennis. Talk about you went swimming with your little brother and you got lost on the way home. Another great thing is to think about the word of the day. The word of the day can open a whole nother world that you can talk about in the subject of table topics. It actually doesn't have to be about the subject. It can be about the word of the day. And that's another little smidgen tip that I'm going to give you. You know, we all have things that happen to us in our life. I call those things personal narratives. Take a minute and sit down and make a list of all the major things that happened in your life. I won this award when I was here. My sister was picked on when she was a kid, and we had to lock ourselves in a bathroom. This happened to me, that happened to me, this happened to me. All those are personal narratives. When the table topic comes up, if it relates in any way to a personal narrative that you have, That could be a great table topic right there. I always try to end my table topics with humor. How do you find humor? Find someone that you like, that you consider humorous. Listen to them. Write down the funniest things that they say. Now, nobody likes corny jokes, right? I've given a few of them myself, and they lay flat. Dan Wallace is fantastic at that. Now, the way that it's not corny is you incorporate somebody in the club in your joke, okay? I incorporated J.R. Riggs because he's in law enforcement about arresting clowns. I incorporated Blake because he rides a motorcycle and he worked at Motorola. I incorporate Alex because he's a snappy dresser and he always looks better than me. I incorporated Carson because he's Carson. Write down the funny story when you hear it or record it. I go to a training class every week, and at the end of that class every week, the teacher says something really funny or tells a really funny short story. The minute he walks up there to start doing that, I hit record on my phone. I have used several of the things that he has said. They're hilarious. They're great endings. He ends his talk with that. It's a fantastic way to do that. Nothing is actually original, guys. Everything you say, you heard somewhere else. So don't be shy about doing that. Record the things. Now, always remember, we're not up here to speak. We are here to connect. And the degree with which you connect is the degree that you're going to crush a table topic. You don't deliver a speech, you deliver a message, and great stories have purpose. When you deliver a heartfelt and funny table topic, you will win, my friend. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip here at the end. I'm going to do a table topic that I did about a year ago, and I got more comments on this than any one that I've ever done. It was Valentine's Day. Mr. Alex McGriff was the Toastmaster of the day. And Alex said, have you ever been rejected in the month of February? And the word of the day was refractory, which means difficult. So he looked at me and called on me. And I walked up to the front and I said, being a very refractory young man, I was rejected many a time when I was younger. I do not have the BMI index of Alex. I do not have that lean, mean, love machine body. Alex used to have dreads. Alex, the dread may be dead, but brother, you still got one fine head. Now, I don't know if you ladies have ever seen Alex without a shirt on. He's quite impressive. I've seen him on Facebook without a shirt on. He has this little ripple of muscles that go down his stomach. This little trickle. Ladies, you can have a little man with a little ripple, or you can have a real man with a tidal wave. Mr. Toastmaster.